Hello and welcome to Metal Fest.
I like that.
Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
Yes, which is primarily live music and metal music. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined by my other host,
Karen.
Karen, what is today's topic?
Wage war.
Wage war.
At, what was the venue?
Concord.
Concord.
At Concord.
Yeah, sorry. Forgot what venue we went to.
This was on May 5th. This was part of their Manic Tour 2023. As you said, at Concord, or as we said, at Concord. Ticket prices, $33.50. $9.40 in fees, and once again, an outstanding tax of 82 cents.
I don't know why you like the tax so much.
It's just so amazing to me that it's a line item on the receipt, so that's why I put it on there.
Okay.
Because that is something like an expense people will have to pay, right? And that's sort of the reason I like talking about ticket prices. One is for us, I like tracking them over time. Two, I like seeing, like, by tracking over time, I mean, if we see a band next year or the year after or the year after, I like to see how it's gone up over time.
I wish it would go down, but
yes,
I don't
but
think that's
it's
going to
not gonna
happen.
The fees is kind of interesting as well for me, just to see what different charges are. We've seen like roughly 30 to 40% is like the standard fee price, and then tax is always a line item on there. So I don't know why that doesn't roll up into fees, and also why it's so goddamn cheap. Like,
yeah.
What is being taxed here? Because I mean, Chicago's sales tax is 11%.
I think so.
So
I really don't know.
yeah. So but if it's 11%, that's 11 cents on every dollar. This is 82 cents on $33. So where the fuck is this sales tax coming from? It's so confusing to me. I love how cheap it is, and also why it's even being called out as a line item, I guess. Anywho, those are the ticket prices. Openers for Wage War: Nothing, Nowhere, and Spite. Both new bands for us, never seen.
Never seen live, yeah.
Never even listened to their music, honestly. And at Concord, we mentioned that already. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite venues, I think. I really like the Concord. We've only been there twice. I've been there 3 times. You've been there twice. Back to back almost, or really close to back to back.
Yeah, a couple weeks in between.
And I've had a blast every time I'm there. And I don't know, I really like the venue. I like the setup. The floor is massive. They have a few pillars but they're in the back, so they don't block a whole lot of view, honestly. The balcony areas are really cool. Big bathrooms. The back seating area, we walked through that once. It was a bit dark, so like when we walked down the stairs, I was like stutter stepping because I didn't want to like trip and fall on my face
And embarrass yourself.
Yeah. Well, mainly fall on my face and hurt myself. Like
okay.
I wanted to avoid the pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this venue a lot.
I like the venue. I liked it better for Pop Evil than this. Just because this was a sold out show, Pop Evil wasn't.
Yeah.
So we were able to see it as a non sold out, where you have room to move, you have room to go to the restroom or move to side or whatever.
It was easy to get around for
yeah.
sure.
And then seeing a sold out show, it wasn't too packed. I mean, it wasn't like House of Blues during sold out shows, or the Forge when we went to the Forge, but it's still pretty packed.
But like a decent packed, like a nice packed, I would say. Like you said, House of Blues and Forge, when those are packed, they're packed.
Yeah, you can move at least a little bit. Yeah,
toward the end of Wage War, we'll get to that, but like it got very, very condensed in there.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying I liked to have a little bit more room during Pop Evil.
Yeah.
Than we did between the bands on.
Yeah.
This night.
But overall, like, if you went to one of those 2 other venues you were talking about and it's packed, I'd much rather be here.
Oh,
at
I
a
would
packed
too.
Venue.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
For sure. So I mean, our second time there, it was fun. I enjoyed this venue a lot. I guess let's dive into the first band then, Spite.
Okay.
Their set list, they played 8 songs. Started out with Lord of the Upside Down, Caved In, IED, followed by The Root of All Evil, Kingdom of Guts, Dedication to Flesh, Kill or Be Killed, and Crumble. This isn't actually from the show we saw. This is from the Summit in Denver.
But I think it's...
I'm pretty sure it's the same. I remember these
same.
songs when they were going through them.
Yeah. Wait, they were at the summit?
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been fun.
Man, we should have went.
But yeah, that summit would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Going back to Denver would have been fun. But
yeah.
Anyways, we can't do everything.
We can't do everything, and then, we can't go everywhere.
Yeah.
IED,
I think they said was their, like, anthem.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. I mean, so that's pretty cool to have them, like, announce that or, like, say that. I don't, on it. Maybe that's a song that's like has You're My Motherfucker. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
All the songs kind of went together for me.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean, I really, 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 really liked it, and I've listened to them twice now since the show, which was 2 days ago. Really enjoy their music.
I do too. I got like a very strong sort of Lamb of God vibe when I was seeing them like on stage.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to them yet since.
Oh, okay.
I really haven't listened to any music honestly since. Been busy doing other shit. But I enjoyed their set a lot. It was super fucking high energy, great sound. Crowd was getting into it. It was a good vibe all around. I enjoyed everything about it.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely something I want to check out again. See them live again too.
Oh,
after listening to some of their music.
Yeah.
And
their live set was really good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw them.
I thought you said their website was really good.
Oh no, their live set was really good.
Yeah. And like, I love going in to performances not listening to the music ahead of time if I don't know the band.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I mean, I didn't listen to either of these bands.
Right, but at the same time, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't know any of the bands.
Oh yeah.
Or any of in these songs here because I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I did. I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Are you changing your mind on that?
I might be. I might start to like listen to stuff, but see, I don't know.
I like going in not knowing the songs, having a first impression, and then going to see a second show later.
Yeah, we were talking to a person in Milwaukee when we were up there for Hogfest, and they were saying the same thing of like, I don't like the music of this. I can't remember what band he was talking about. He was like, I don't like the music, but then I went to see him live, and their set was incredible, and I loved their set.
It was Slipknot, I think.
Oh, was it Slipknot?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I remember right, like saying that. Yeah, I think it was Slipknot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But something along those lines of like, and we said that too, where I get a different impression from a band when I see them live versus what I hear on the album.
The headliner tonight that we talked about.
Yeah, Wage War.
Yeah.
The first time I saw them, I was that way of like, I got a different vibe from them there. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing that. I kind of like not like going in blind, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had the same same thoughts and same feelings where I really think if you know a song or recognize a song even, the feeling that you get from the concert is so much different than just sitting back and listening to it.
Right, you hear that riff.
Yep,
kick
and you
in,
know
and
it's
like,
gonna be.
Oh shit, this song I fucking love X.
Yeah.
Whatever song it is, right? And it's like, all right, let's fucking go. This is gonna be awesome. I'm so pumped. Let's go. Let's hear this.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a song you love and you want to hear it live, because there's many songs I love from bands, and it's like, I would love to see this live. I want to see what your performance looks like.
Yeah.
How you like act, and like what you do for this. Like, I don't know. I do enjoy that a lot. I really do.
But even, I mean, thinking back to the headliner Wage War from when we saw them the first time, second time, third time, this is the fourth time. Like, my experience at all four of those concerts is different because I've listened to more and more and more of their music, if that makes sense.
It does.
Because between the first and the second time, I listened to the same 5 songs over and over and over. And now I listen to all their albums.
Their stuff.
So it's like you get that extra. Even I remember when we went to Denver and saw that. I think we have an episode about seeing 3 Days Grace and Korn.
Yeah. Yes. And, Wage War was there as one of the openers. Yeah.
With 3 Days Grace. And that was the show that we just happened to
find that day.
Because I Googled like things to do. And then we thought we were only going to see 3 Days Grace. And then when we bought the tickets, I was like, Wage War is going to be there. And then I got super excited.
Yep.
But for that show, I don't know how many songs they played, but I think I knew like 5 to 7 of them. Like there's a couple like on their first album that I didn't listen to
at that point in time.
At that point in time. So because I mostly listened to Manic, which is the tour that was happening. And so like when those songs came on when we saw them at 3 Days Grace, I was still like headbanging and stuff, but I wasn't
as into
jumping, like as much as I was. Where this night you saw I was into every single song.
Yes,
I mean,
yep.
So much.
So many people were.
Yeah.
We'll get into that when we get to it. But.
And I think Spite would be the same way for me if I knew their music, where I would have been in the middle of the crowd as much as everybody else was. Instead, we were kind of off to the side, like 3 rows from the rail, but like kind of off to the side, just listening and
so we
taking it all in.
Yeah, we got there, like
6:30.
6:30, doors opened at 6.
Yeah.
And it was already full. There's so many fucking people in there.
Yeah.
Because it was a sold out show.
Yeah, and Spite was really good, so I understand why everybody went early.
And people knew of them, which was awesome. They're from the Bay Area. They called that out, and I love that. I love the Bay Area.
I'm being stereotypical, but you could tell by his jeans and the shirt he was wearing. Real? I was like, you're from the West Coast. I didn't know it was the Bay Area, but I was like, I don't know. It's just a look that I
had
I feel
flannel on, right?
Yeah. I just feel from people from like, which Bay Area makes sense too, but like kind of like
Northwest for sure.
Yeah, like Oregon, Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was very stereotypical of me. I shouldn't have.
No, I get that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I was like, but I have to say, from him or from the look of him, I would have guessed he would have played like or he would be like or like singing music that's more like a Lumineers type sound.
Oh, really?
From his look, but the sound that comes out, like the pig squeals and the growls.
The pig squeals.
What are they called?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called, honestly.
I call them like squeals.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
I don't know.
No, that's fine. I like it.
Okay.
I've never heard that. That's all.
Okay. Cool. Whatever. The squealing.
Yeah. No. Do
like the squeals and the growls.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
But like that sound, I would not expect from him, from the lead vocalist.
Huh, okay.
I just from his look, I would expect him to be more like a Red Rocks band, or like just a more laid back.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of see that a little bit for sure. But going back to getting there.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Very packed, sold out show. What more do you expect? We went up to get merch, got our merch, and then we went down and went to stage left, our normal side that we like to stand on, by the bathrooms, and I saw that there's a clear path toward the rail where you can be like 3 people back, 4 people back. And I knew you wanted to see Wage War, and I knew there's no way if we go in the middle, we're going to fight our way up. So this is a good spot to stand and see Wage War, for you to see Wage War and get a good view, because I know sometimes it's hard for you to see with people, like taller people in front of you. Yeah. So I wanted to stand there so you can have an opportunity to see Wage War, because I knew that's what you wanted. You were so pumped for this. And that's sort of why we went there instead. We stood there for this first band. It was a great... a pit opened to our right a little bit, not so far back. The crowd kind of moved back towards us. But good vibe from the crowd. Like the pit almost opened up almost instantly. Yeah. And it was a good show. The crowd got super into it, and like I said, the band sounded awesome. Concord always sounds amazing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any... I mean, maybe there is somewhere you can stand that it doesn't sound that bad. Good.
And I say always, as we've been there.
We've been there twice.
Twice, yeah.
Well, you've been there 3 times, but...
Yeah, I don't really remember the first time. I was a little bit out of it, but...
Yeah, you said that.
But 2 of the last 2 times definitely have sounded amazing there. Yeah, this is definitely a band I'm going to keep my eye out on and keep watching.
Can't wait to see them come back to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think, did they say it's been 6 years since they've been back, or was that...
I honestly can't remember. I don't remember that.
Okay. I think it was Nothing Nowhere.
Nothing Nowhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well...
I can't remember.
Speaking of Nothing Nowhere, is there anything else you want to say, I guess, before diving into that about Spite?
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Spite was great. Check them out. Nothing Nowhere. Another band I knew nothing about.
I had never heard of Nothing Nowhere.
Yeah, and this time we moved back towards one of those pillars and stood on that.
Yeah.
Your feet, I think, were hurting a little bit, and you wanted a little bit more room.
Yeah,
to
not just
around.
I don't know. Like we had just went to Hogfest the night before, and we had a long week, and I think I was just tired.
Same. We were both just, I think, done.
Yeah, because we went to Minneapolis, came home, worked, went to Milwaukee for Hogfest, and then we came straight back for this concert.
It was a busy week.
So
both had like shitty weeks at work, so like just mentally drained.
Yeah.
And physically drained as well.
Work kind of sucks. Work they should just know we have concerts to go to, and we need the bare minimum of work to do so that we can go to the concerts.
Right.
They're not understanding that.
They are not.
They want our 50 hours just like everybody else does.
So it was nice to stand on that pole a little bit and lean against it.
But the air conditioner was really
the air conditioner there too, and it was nice at first.
At first it was nice, but then I got cold.
It was freezing with that on.
Yeah, I understand why they had it blasting though, because that place would probably get really hot though. Because I really hate going to. It did get hot by the end of the night, but I hate going to venues where you're just stand like that one time we went to Aragon to see Lamb of God, and just like nothing was happening. You're just standing there and you're dripping sweat.
It's heat, like just so hot, like summer heat in a warehouse, like it gets hot. Yeah.
So I could really see how this venue could get very warm, and that was one of the first warm days of the year. I mean, we've had a couple warm days.
It was a decent day, yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I wouldn't 60s. Call it hot, but it was decent.
Definitely not hot, but it was warmer.
Yeah, there were some women around us I saw with like just wearing bras or like really small shirts.
The shirts that are bras basically now.
And I was like, how the fuck are you not freezing?
I thought the same
right
thing.
Like I'm cold and I'm wearing jeans and like
a t-shirt.
And I almost thought about, because one of the merch items you got was a Wage War long sleeve shirt, and I almost asked you like, can I have that to put on real quick? I leaned over to you and said, if you're cold, you can put it on. And I think you looked back at me like, do you want it? And the part of me was like, I do, but I'm not going to say yes.
I didn't want to put it on because I figured we'd probably move and need to not have long sleeves on.
Just for that performance. So for the performance of Nothing Nowhere. Yeah. For sure. But they came out, they did their little intro, or did a little intro. I'm going to really suck at these.
Oh, do you want me to do it? They have like letters and numbers.
Letters and numbers and shit.
Yeah. Thirst for Violence, Psychopsychiatry, Suicide Pact, Dread, Anxiety, Scully, Tragedy, Buck, Hammer, Venom, and Death. Sorry, I couldn't tell if that was an O or a D.
It's a 0, but...
Oh, is that the problem?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be an O.
I don't even have dyslexia, and I had problems with that one.
They came out, and the first thing I saw made me smile and kind of chuckle to myself was I don't know if the lead singer said something, or they start like they did their intro, they start getting ready, the lead singer comes out, wearing black Carhartt overalls that were done up like a battle vest, so a bunch of patches up and down the front and back of them.
Okay.
It was kind of weird. I've never seen anything like that. It was interesting to see. But he says something, maybe I can't remember. They're getting ready to go into the next bit. Then the guitar player comes up to the mic and is like, I want to see you move your fucking asses, or something along like, get moving, start a pit, do something. And as he yelled that when he finished, it was a part in the song where there was like no noise, and it was just like silent for maybe a second or two, and it just made me like smile. I was like, that's bad timing, bud. You should have done this when you're gonna have a drop next. But it was like, get your fucking asses moving, and you expect the drop to come, and it's nothing.
Oh.
And then
I didn't notice it.
Then after a bit of a pause, then there's the drop. And I was like, this is gonna be a telling sign for how the night's gonna go.
I didn't notice that, but
yeah, I don't know. I thought that was funny. I did notice it. I thought it was funny. But I didn't feel like the crowd was moshing that much. I don't feel like the crowd was moving all that much for their performance.
Not for them, no.
They kept asking for pits to open and people to move, but I don't feel like people were doing much of anything. There were a few people I saw in front of us who had their phones up and recorded basically the entire show with one hand, the other hand was up singing and doing shit.
Yeah, right
they
beside
got, like,
us. Yeah.
I saw more people also in front also.
The people right beside us were really into it, which cool.
Yeah, there seemed to be a lot of people really, really into it, but
not moving like they were.
Not doing the moshing like they had asked.
Yeah.
Or requested.
Asked.
But we also were on the pillar.
Yeah.
So we couldn't see much to the right of us. So there could have been the pit could have moved from where it originally was toward that back area.
Yeah, possibly.
And I think it did, because I remember popping my head around toward the end and seeing a little bit of a pit going then. Their style of music is like the most new metal music I think I have ever heard.
I think so too. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like, it's new metal.
Yeah, it's I would say 80% rap with some metal
yeah.
The vocals are 80% rap, and then the backing music is definitely metal, right?
Yeah. I wonder if this is more like rap metal than new metal. Like,
maybe,
I don't know what the line is, but it's definitely mostly rap, which I was not into.
I really wasn't into it either. However, I could see this becoming a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh, really?
Of something I'll listen to, but I don't think I'm telling people I listen to it.
Why?
Because it's a guilty pleasure. You don't tell people, like, I don't know. It's one of those things, like, I do enjoy it in small doses. The performance they gave was awesome. They did give a really good live performance. Yeah. But the music itself, that rap aspect of it, I wasn't the biggest fan of. From time to time, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not like my go-to music, but I'll listen to it every now and then. But yeah, and I don't mind rap in metal, like some rap aspects. There are a lot of bands that use that. Linkin Park, I think, does it very, very well, where they meld the rap and the metal together.
Yeah.
Bloody Wood also.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of melding it together. It's just, it's more rap than metal.
Yes.
But I think it worked well together.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And that's where I guess I'm at too. The beginning of the night, when they first started playing, I was like, I'm not going to enjoy this. And I did enjoy it, but it wasn't as enjoyable as I would have liked it to have been. But by the end of the night, it grew on me as we listened. I guess that's a good way to look at it. At first, I didn't enjoy it, but then over time, it definitely grew on me. So that's where I can see if I listen to it more and more.
That you would enjoy it more?
I think so, yeah. They did. This was weird, too. So, like I said, this one... Actually, I didn't say that. This one also is not the set list that we got. Well, the set list we're looking at isn't from the Concord. This is from the Fillmore in Minneapolis. But basically the exact same songs. I remember the Anxiety song where the singer came out and said, hey, I was really struggling with anxiety, and I wrote this song.
And I think they canceled some shows.
Yeah, he did say that. Like, we canceled some shows because of my mental health. And I wrote this song about my struggles. Like, hey, if you need help, go get help. Or what? Yeah. But just acknowledging, like, mental health. Like, hey, we're all affected with it. Even us, too. So I really love when bands do that kind of shit and stuff. So that's awesome to see. It was a good song. I really enjoyed that. But what I was going to say is Tragedy. They came out. They had a special guest come out. Jacob Lilly from Chamber. So they did that with us at Concord. The same Jacob Lilly from Chamber came out, right? And at the time, I was like, Chamber's not on the bill. Is he just in town? Is this like a special one-off thing? Like, that's kind of cool. But then taking a look here, this was a couple days before in Minneapolis. Same thing from Chamber. Comes out and sings. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he just following the band around? Like, I'm so confused on this relationship and what's going on now. Maybe they're just really good friends. He's like, I have nothing to do. Let me travel around with you. Maybe. Let's hang out.
I don't know who this is or was. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Honestly, I haven't heard of Chamber or listened to their music either. But it was interesting to see. One other funny thing about this bit is not. But
he only came out for like one verse, right?
He came out for the first part of the verse, sung. When he went over to the other side of the stage, so we were on stage left again. He went over to stage right. The bassist was over there and did like a spinning kick and kicked him in the side.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. And then he like went off stage for a little bit, and then I saw I smiled like, what the what's going on here? Was this intentional? Like,
Or did he?
are you guys fighting or some shit?
Or did he just not notice where he was?
That's the other thing. Like, or did you not know where he was and accidentally kick him?
Yeah.
And then afterward, like when he's off stage, I see the bassist look over because he went back to stage left. I see the bassist look over to him and like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
And just laughing. And I thought I saw the singer standing back there too, just like breaking up laughing about it too. Like, what the fuck? How'd you do that? How are you?
Yeah. I wonder if he just didn't know where he was on the stage. And
yeah.
He kicked and accidentally kicked him.
And then as he's coming back out, he's like, please don't hit me or something like that. But he did come back out again for another verse.
Yeah. I don't know, I was kind of out of it during their whole not out of it, that's the wrong word, but I remember it, but I think I was just like,
You're tired. I want you to be done so I can hear Wage War.
Yeah. Can you please stop playing now? Thanks.
Yeah.
Which I hate having that attitude for bands. But like this is I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I wanted to see Wage War so bad, and I was already tired, and I'm like, can you just stop playing so Wage War can play?
Yep.
So I can go home and go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from time to time I get that way, but mostly I'm there to enjoy like everything.
I mean, out of the last 4 shows, because we saw 4 shows in 1 week, I think, if I remember right. This was the only show I had that feeling. All the other shows I was like,
yeah,
you know, I'm going to listen to every single band. I'm good, you know. And this is the only band that was like, okay, I need you to get done.
But I mean, overall, like we said, good performance.
Yeah.
Music did grow on me over time, but it's something. I added it to our playlist as well, so
yeah, we'll listen to it.
We'll listen to it when it comes up, but not something I'm going to seek out. If they're at a festival, probably not going to go check out their set.
Oh, really?
Maybe stop in.
I was going to say stop in and see, because sometimes I really think sometimes if you see a band once and you're like, you know, it might not be that much or that memorable, but then if you see them again, then it's like, oh yeah, I remember when they played this song, or you know, something that gets you more into it.
Yeah, I guess for me it's going to be a crossing between sets. If a band I want's on one stage and they're on another and they're setting up, I'll go check you out while I wait, and then 5 minutes before they go on stage, I'm going to leave and go check out that band.
Yeah, understood.
Or they get over and you have 5 minutes left on your set, I'll come check out the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Nothing Nowhere, not really our thing, but
no, I don't think it was high on our list for the week or for anything that we heard.
But a lot of the crowd was super fucking into it.
Yeah.
Which, awesome.
Yeah, everybody has their thing. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I think this is the type of band that's good to kind of bring more people into metal, though.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's right now like the popular thing. I mean, you have what's his name, Harry Styles is like a popular person. Like this isn't like that at all, but there's a lot of rap that's popular and stuff like that. So like if you can kind of bring somebody in to metal, then it is that gateway. Like if you listen to rap, listen to this, and then you're kind of you could be pulled into metal.
Yeah.
And then
Wage War.
We get into Wage War.
So for Wage War, we moved again. We moved from our pole that we were on to more of the center of the stage.
Yeah, the center of the back.
Yes. I think we hoped, because in between Spite and Nothing Nowhere, a lot of people left to go to the bathroom and get beers and whatnot. I kind of hoped, and I think you did too a little bit, that would happen again for Wage War.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't think it would?
I didn't expect it to.
Oh.
I really have seen, going to so many shows lately, that people don't move between the two bands.
The headliner and
the or the opener.
One right before or in the bill.
Yeah. I think that's more of a between the first opener and then, or first or second opener, and then people just don't move.
Again. Yeah. Nobody moved. Very few people did. So we did get toward the back in the center of the stage, and it continued to fill up around us, and that's cool. It is what it is, and we've been at shows like that.
Yeah,
and it's
I wasn't
fine.
never uncomfortable or anything. Though.
I wasn't either. No,
like I felt like, I mean, we say this most of the time. For most shows that we go to that are metal, is everybody's respectful.
Yeah,
I mean, there's people that are trying to get back to their friends, which there was a lot this night.
There were, yeah.
So just kind of move your shoulder, let them through.
And people were doing that, not really fighting. Toward the end, people I think stopped doing it as much, like right before they went on stage. Yeah. But yeah, it pretty easy to get through. Like, hey, excuse me, I gotta go. I have a friend up this way. Yeah. Sure, if you have room, go ahead and try to fight, but I'm not moving my spot.
Yeah, one guy asked me very politely. He's like, "Do you mind? I think my friends are out there. Do you mind?" And I'm like, "Good luck." I was like,
"If you can get there, you can get there."
Yeah, I moved as much as I could, so good luck to you. Yeah.
They came out and they set up the stage. For the backdrop, they had I think all the bands used like the same like LED screen backdrop.
Yeah, because we didn't really say that, but for Spite and Nothing Nowhere, you couldn't really see the backdrop, and I think it's because of the
it wasn't stage. Risen up. It was like from the floor of the stage to a little bit up.
Yeah, so everything was like behind the drummer.
So you really couldn't see their logo that well for either of the bands.
Yeah. Did they raise it for Wage War?
They didn't, I don't think.
Okay, so everything was still down.
But they had the Wage War logo up there, the 2 W's. And then once I think the stage got done, they it started moving across the screen.
Like a screensaver.
Like the DVD.
Yeah.
From The Office, where it's trying to hit the corner and like people would cheer and it would change colors and whatnot. I knew that's what they were going for. I thought it didn't land as well because it's all black. I don't know where the border is. I don't know where the corner is. Oh. So if it's going up this way, I don't know if I should be excited or if I can tell right away, like, oh, it's going to bounce and bounce.
Oh. I guess I didn't take it as the corner thing to like cheer and stuff. I just took it as this is your screensaver in between. Oh. That's the way I took that as, but that's just me personally.
I'm almost positive it was the corner thing because
I'm sure it was.
Because the very end, right before they went on, it bounced, and it starts going up to the upper right.
Okay.
And it slows down when it gets to the middle, and slowly, and it hits the corner, and then that's when like the music kicks in.
Oh, okay.
For the band to take the stage.
Okay. I didn't notice it that closely.
And the crowd like start cheering and get pumped and whatnot. Yeah. And then they took the stage, and the fucking place erupted. Like, this was a show we haven't been to a crowd like this or in a crowd like this in a very long time.
Yeah.
Where as soon as they hit the stage,
you're moving.
You have no control over where you're going. You just got to go with the flow.
Yep.
And it was fun. I had so much fun doing that. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, we haven't been to a show like that. I want to say intense, but with that sort of movement and that sort of energy in a long time. And those shows are so much fun.
Yeah. And I think it's even more fun when you know the music and can go with the music, go with the songs. Like, I don't know. I think I had a blast. I mean, this is the show that I've been looking forward to for a very long time, since they announced. And I don't even know. I was so excited. Oh, well, one, I was like so down, like just tired, almost ready to just be like, I want to go sit and just listen to the music. But as soon as the music started, my mood changed.
Did it?
So quickly. You didn't notice?
A little bit. Like, I knew you were down all night, and I just assumed it was.
Yeah. You thought I was mad at you.
I just thought you were pissed that we were so far back. No, like, I figured you were like, I wanted to get here when doors open and try to get as close to the rails as I can type thing.
No, I wasn't mad at you.
But we ended up moving around quite a bit because of the crowd. The pits would open, and we would move.
Yeah. We got pushed pretty close to the front, though.
We basically ended
where we
started almost. Yeah. So like we started in the center and worked our way down towards the bottom of stage left.
Yeah, like by the rail, kind of. I mean, we weren't by the rail. We were like 5 rows from the rail.
There were people that were around us for Spite that were like 5 or 6 people to our left.
Oh, okay.
So like we were super fucking close to where we started.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of fun, just to like, oh shit, we moved quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know Wage War's songs as well as you do. What do they open with?
So they open with Relapse. Do you just want me to go through the whole
Sure,
set?
yeah, just go through the whole or like stop, yeah, whatever
we'll go through the list and then we'll talk about stuff. So they start with Relapse, Teeth, Low, Southbound, Indestructible, Gravity, Godspeed, High Horse, Slow Burn, The River, Young Blood, Stitch, Me Against Myself, Death Row, Death Roll. Sorry, I think I said Death Row. Death Roll. If Tomorrow Never Comes, Circle the Drain. And their encore was Johnny Cash, the stripped version, and Manic.
Yeah. I enjoyed this set a lot.
Did you?
I did. I think the crowd was a big influence there for sure. The music was good too. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the music.
You know a song?
I know a few songs. Yeah. Godspeed. Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, just joking.
Last week I was listening to last year's playlist a lot, and Wage War came up quite a bit on that particular day. I was shuffling through.
Yeah.
I put our playlist on shuffle, and just let it run. And I think I listened in one day to 3 or 4 Wage War songs.
Oh, really?
So it was definitely like.
Well, we did see them
shuffle.
3 times. So.
But we only put the new songs on there once. I think.
Well, yeah.
I think having the stripped album on there also, because we did see when they would do the strip tour thing.
Yeah, the acoustic.
The acoustic, yeah. We added that whole album basically on there, so I think that helps also because you got a little bit of both. But
didn't add the whole album.
We missed Johnny Cash.
No.
Folsom Pleasant.
That one wasn't
Johnny
on there.
Cash, did they?
No, but there's one song that I've never heard live that I want to hear live.
Oh, really? What's that?
Grave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like burn the pages.
Huh.
Can't erase it. Yeah, I wanted to hear that this night too. I wanted to hear. So it's on the strip album. So in my mind, when we saw the acoustic version in December, I was like, they're gonna play the whole stripped album, and that was the one. They didn't play Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Or they didn't play Folsom Prison Blues. I mean.
Okay.
They played Johnny Cash.
They played Johnny Cash, but not Folsom Prison Blues.
Yeah. But they did not play Grave, and then they didn't play Grave during this either. So, guess we'll just have to see him again.
I guess so. Keep going. No, I thought it was a good set. I liked it. Like I said, not only like were people moving and having a good time, people were fucking singing everything.
Everything.
And everybody was getting into it. Like that was so fucking cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, I like going to shows like this where almost 75% of the crowd knows the band so much or so well. And this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, for sure. It was,
I had a blast.
Yeah. Crowd surfers going all over the place.
Yeah.
There was a woman by us where she's like, I can't remember what song it was. I think it was, I'm not even going to say it, Death Roll maybe. But she's like, I just want them to play this song so I can crowd surf. She wanted to crowd surf to that song.
Okay.
And as soon as she said that, they start playing the riff for it, and she's like jumping up and down, like, yes. And then her significant other there, she was with like tapping on the shoulder, like, hey, we got to get her up. And we picked her up, and she went crowd surfing. Yeah. And we were close to the front at that time, so she wasn't up there long. But like 30 seconds later, I feel her like run by me, do her her significant other again. Like, yes, that was fun. That was awesome.
There was one point, I think it's during Teeth. It was pretty close to the front, or the beginning of the, but we all got pushed. Like everybody got pushed, and I am saying push, but you're just moving with the crowd.
Right. Yep. You're going with the flow because the pit's open, so everybody's moving and whatnot.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's moving, everybody's jumping, everybody's going everywhere. And there was a woman and her significant other beside us, and she got separated from him.
Oh, really?
And she was on the other side of us, and she maybe you didn't notice this, but she like tried to put her hand, I'm assuming this is what she did, between our backs, like go like this between you and me, because you were like right up against me, and like she went like tried to separate us, and I like kind of look over at her, and she's like, I need to get back to my boyfriend. I'm like, go in front of us. Like, why do you have to go between us? I don't know. It was just kind of a funny thing where I'm just like, she was so focused on, I need to get
the quickest direction straight.
And it's like, go in front.
Yeah.
Or like, don't separate another couple. I don't know. But this was one, I think the last time that that you and I were like this was during, or when we saw Static X in 2019, where the crowd was moving this much.
Bloodywood last year.
Yeah, but Bloody was okay. So it moved a lot, but I'm gonna say where like I kind of held onto your hand, or you held onto my waist, or so so we didn't get separated. Where Bloodywood was different, where there wasn't that many people, because it was like 150 capacity venue,
tiny ass venue.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you do get separated, you're not really separated. So I don't remember like holding on to you or anything during
Yeah,
that.
I guess I don't. I just remember that show where the crowd was jumping and super into it as well.
Yeah.
Um, and that's like the last one I remember where almost everybody was super
Moving.
fucking into it.
Yeah.
And I do think that played in because it was a sold out show also.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was so small, you knew the people who were there to see them.
See the
and
bands.
like,
Yeah.
they were into it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you sell out a tiny ass club unless people want to see you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Like,
not like a.
People aren't just coming here on a whim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Especially for a band from India.
Right.
You might not know who they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's how we did it. We went there on a whim, and
Well, you kind of heard of them.
No, I heard. I saw an email, like a newsletter or something. It was like, Bloodywood's doing their first U.S. tour. Tickets go on sale Friday. And it's like, I have no fucking clue who this is.
Oh.
Tickets are cheap.
So I thought you.
Let's fucking go.
I thought you had heard of them before.
No, I was like,
okay.
all right, let's go check it out.
Well,
and then
cool.
once we bought tickets, it's like, holy shit, I fucking love this. This is awesome.
Yeah. I guess I thought it was.
Because that was one where I did listen to it ahead of time. Because like,
Yeah.
I need to try to convince Karen that I need to go to see this. If it's a band I've never heard of and she's never heard of, and they're headlining, I need to convince her. And it was like a school night, so it's like, yeah.
That's funny. So.
Any highlights for you for the set list, or what were you gonna say?
I mean, all of it's highlights. I think what I was gonna say is, the night before this, we saw Hogfest, in Milwaukee. The first time we ever saw Wage War was at Hogfest.
Oh, the year before.
The year before, and Hogfest last year was May 6th, 2022, and this was May 5th, 2023.
Wage War was.
Wage War, yeah, this headlining show. And I said at the end of their set at Hogfest last year, I was like, I need to see them at a headlining show. Like, I fell in love immediately.
Right.
It was
Hogfest.
like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, they were one of my favorite bands. And 364 days later, we saw them.
Almost the year, yeah.
Yes. We finally saw them at a headlining show. Yeah. I mean, we've seen them 4 times now. Because we saw them at Hogfest. We saw them in Denver with 3 Days Grace.
Yep.
We saw them with the Data, remember, at the acoustic set here in Chicago. And then we saw this show. So.
Yeah, and this show was definitely my favorite of theirs that they put on. The acoustic was really cool. It was really unique. A fun experience, don't get me wrong.
It was fun.
It
was very unique and fun.
Yes.
But it definitely was not the same as this by any means.
Their set in Denver, I hated.
Why?
I thought it was miserable. Because they had the backlight, strobe light things on, where I could not see the band. All it was the backlight shining, and I saw like a silhouette, or just a massive light in my face.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
like, this is fucking garbage. I hate this so much. What the fuck? I was so angry about that. And that may have turned me off on the band a little bit also. I'm not going to lie.
I had a blast in Denver.
I know you did, but you were also really into Wage War at that time.
Yeah.
A lot of people were there at Denver too. Like, people loved them. But, like, that stage performance was miserable for me. Because I was like, I can't see you. I can't see anything. What the fuck? This one I thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't have that same problem. They utilized that back screen a lot, which was super awesome. And yeah, I don't know. It was a great time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you saying that you didn't like the lights in Denver. I don't remember the lights being an issue in Denver, but I think I was just enjoying it and not looking at the lights or anything. And then during Nothing Nowhere, the strobes were.
Yeah.
Like when we saw, or when we were seeing Spite, we were up close to the stage, so we weren't by those. There's like Concord has like the stage lights, and then they have like another row of lights.
The ceiling's pretty low there.
It is. It is.
And we talked about this, I think, with Pop Evil, because it was the same thing there, where we were at the right place. I can't remember what band it was, but we were like that right distance where those strobe lights, or like those lights when they shine in the audience, hit you right in the face.
Yeah.
And you're right. Nothing Nowhere. I forgot about that. The same thing happened with Nothing Nowhere.
When we were standing back by the pillar. So I was honestly worried during that, because I was like, oh, Brian's going to make a comment about the lights and not like the lights, and that's going to turn him off, and he's not going to like the night. But
no, there wasn't an issue with Wage War at all for that.
Yeah, that's good.
The lighting was great. Like I said, that they utilized that back screen very heavily. For like each song had its own sort of backdrop that was just this moving picture, moving whatever, right?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember that.
Oh, I thought.
I think you watched more of the show, or I was just like enjoying the music with the crowd and everything.
Yep.
So I wasn't necessarily looking at the stage the whole time, and I couldn't see the stage a lot.
Oh, you couldn't?
No, but that's okay.
You were there for the crowd and the energy.
Yeah,
and
just to be surrounded by the music is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, how many shows have I seen where I can't see the stage at all? So.
I was during some of it early on. I was like, how am I gonna get pictures for Instagram for our Instagram? Like, how am I gonna do this
with the crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, it mellowed out, or we got pushed far enough where I took a lot in between songs. Like, I found that worked out pretty well. But there were a lot of people around us who had their phones out trying to take photos or videos, and would drop their phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, see, that's why I'm not doing this shit. Like, this crowd, you're not doing that in this crowd.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, we do take. I think we only posted one video on our story for Wage War, but we try to do a couple videos from every band, and then we tried to do a post with 10 photos at least. And this night I was about ready to tell you, like, don't worry about it. Like, one, it's not worth losing your phone over, but then also it's like, we're just having a good time. So
right, yep.
Sorry.
I mean, I did think, like, fuck, we're not going to get any whatever. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I was able to find some time where get some quick photos off and call it good. But yeah, great time all around. Other highlights for you from like the set list?
I mean, everything's spectacular, but I do like how they started with Relapse. And then I don't know, maybe it's almost the same as when we saw them in Denver, like for part of it. They've obviously added songs into it because the list, or they played 18 songs? 18 songs.
Yep.
Yeah, and in Denver I think they played 8, if I remember right, or maybe 12.
Probably because they were the second opener.
The second, yeah, I can't remember, but I feel like they started with Relapse, Teeth, and Low in Denver. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if they started with there. I know High Horse was played and Manic was played.
Yep. Yeah, and Manic in Denver, they had the singer from 0936 come out.
Was that who was there with them, or was it Jairus Johnson?
No, that was with Korn.
Okay.
So it was the singer from 0936 came out and sang Manic with them, and I was a little disappointed because I really wanted to hear that song. So, but Circle the Drain is the first song that I really was like, that was the song they ended on at Hogfest of 2022. So it was like the first song that I kind of caught on to, if that makes sense. Like where you listen to it multiple times. I don't know. It was a fantastic night.
Yeah. I enjoyed myself more than I thought I would, honestly.
That's good.
Once again, I think it was the energy of the crowd. And even the band was like, you guys are fucking awesome. You guys are insane. This may have been the best show we've ever played. Or maybe even on this show. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But like they seemed impressed with the crowd as well. And like it showed. Yeah, we've definitely talked about this before, where the crowd feeds off the energy of the band feeds off the crowd energy, then the crowd feeds off that energy, and it's just like it's a cyclical thing, and that was definitely happening here. And it was so much fun. It was a blast. It really was.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was the highlight for me. Is definitely the crowd.
The crowd portion.
The songs, definitely a few of them I knew. Godspeed, High Horse, Slow Burn, Circle the Drain, Manic. Definitely all songs that I've heard before with you singing as well in the morning.
I may listen to Wage War every morning when I wake up.
Yeah, I know. And then I wake up to you singing it, and I'm not a morning person, so that definitely puts me in a good mood. But anyway.
In a bad way.
Yeah.
There's a Instagram meme, or like a guy on Instagram that's like, how I think I sound singing, and it's like somebody like
actually singing good.
Yeah, well, like just headbanging and but then it's like la 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 la.
Yeah,
it's like that's.
He thinks he sounds like the
band,
and then it's like, I am singing now. This is so awesome.
Myself.
Right.
Yeah. Andy did not like that.
So I mean, yeah, the crowd for sure was the highlight for me.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. This is the best performance I think I've ever seen from Wage War.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'll go to again because you're gonna go again.
Of course, yeah.
But
maybe multiple times.
It was fun. We didn't do their VIP package, which
No.
they did like an interactive game, which would have been fun to figure out what the fuck game they played.
That would have been kind of fun.
See that. But I do like that bands are doing more unique meet and greet type things instead of just plain come meet me, get your photo, get an autograph.
Yeah.
Meet me, get a photo, get an autograph.
Yeah.
This is more of like,
come spend time with us.
let's have a drink. Let's get our photo. I'll sign whatever you want. But also, let's like play Twister or some shit. I don't know what game they played.
I don't know what they did either. But
it'd be awesome. It was like a murder mystery type thing.
Who murdered Cody?
Right. That would have been a blast. But yeah, I had a great time.
I'm glad you had a good time because I knew that you weren't really into Wage War, and you'd complained about some of their concerts before, and every
Mainly
time
the Denver one, honestly. That was the only one I think I complained.
And at Hogfest, you were like, I was so into them, and you're like, they were fine, but not. I mean, it's just how you came across. I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to like make it sound like you thought that they were terrible or something.
So for Hogfest, I had heard about Wage War before that because for the first leg of Knotfest Roadshow, because of the Ukrainian war, Ginger couldn't make it because they were supposed to be on the bill for that. And Wage War took their place.
Really?
For that first leg.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So we knew of them. I believe
I didn't know about them.
I think at least I'm almost 90% positive that's what happened.
I don't remember. I mean, maybe like they were on the bill, but I didn't know anything about them. Does that make sense? Like it meant nothing to me because I had never seen them or never heard their music.
Yeah. So.
In this moment and Wage War?
Yeah. Yep. That was last year for the first leg.
That's interesting. Wage War in this moment and then Slipknot?
Yes. Yep.
That would be such an interesting show.
Right.
Interesting crowd.
Yep.
Because that is so different. Everything's so different.
Yep. And
I wish we would have seen this.
The second leg was Horror, Cypress Hill, and Slipknot. And we went to the second leg of that show.
Oh man!
But I had expected Wage War to be crazy heavy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's how you had the notion going in.
Yes, I had the notion going into a Hogfest with this band is going to be fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And then we get there and it was good, but it wasn't as heavy as I was expecting.
Okay, I got it.
And then it was like I was a little disappointed by that.
Okay.
Then we go to see them in Denver, and it's like, all right, I'll give them a second chance. And the lighting was like, go fuck yourself. I'm not having a good time. And then we saw the acoustic set, and I really, really enjoyed the acoustic set. That was a lot of fun. They were just down to earth, like joking around with people. The stories they were telling was awesome. I'm really a big fan of those like unique sets and unique things that bands will do. We talked about that with Bearfest at this year's Beartooth. We talked about that with Beartooth at this year's Hogfest, where they had a VIP package where you can see an acoustic set.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm a big fan of those unique sets that you don't get that often.
Yeah.
And Wage Wars was awesome. It was so much fun. And then going into this year, it was like, this show, I was like, it's going to be more of that shitty backlighting, isn't it? But it wasn't. So the crowd was awesome. They didn't have the shitty backlighting. And I enjoyed it. It was great.
That's good. I'm glad you had a good time. I really am, because I don't like to do things for myself, and I don't like to be like, well, I want to do this, so we are doing this, where I think you're a little bit different, where you're like, I want to do this, so
I want to do this. I think you're going to enjoy it, so come along and check it out.
So when it's something for me, I feel like, not that I'm inconveniencing you, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't like doing things for me. So yeah, I'm glad you had a great time.
Yeah.
You want to find a show that we can go to again? Like tomorrow? No, we have a show tomorrow. Yeah. We can't go tomorrow.
Yeah. Any last thoughts?
No,
about
I can't
this
wait
show?
to see them again.
Yeah, it'll be a blast. We'll definitely see them again.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Go check out live music. Go check out something you haven't heard. You're gonna find some cool shit. You might find some cool shit. You might not. But just go check out live music. It's awesome.
Yep. Bye.